Woo-hoo-hoo. What's up, everyone? Hold up. I just realized something incredibly important that I forgot to do. 1, turn down the music. 2, the background light needs to be purple. And that's called technology, brother. That's called We Do Technology. How's everyone doing today? Hey, thanks for joining us on another episode of Gutter Talk. It's where me, Orphan, also Young Content and Iron Alien, we talk about random shit. And we probably, I don't know, maybe we could use more direction, but like, I don't think so. I don't want to do more direction, and you guys can't make me. So we're gonna get into it. I don't know what we're gonna talk about. Young said he wants to talk about Tucker. We're probably going to talk about maybe AIDS or something else. So without further ado, I'm going to unmute these guys and we're going to get straight into it. Thank y'all for being here. Big round of applause for the guys. Oh, yeah.
Let's get it.
Hola, señores.
What's up,
people?
fellas? How are you?
What up, buddy? Doing all right? Doing all right? How about yourself?
You know what?
What?
Never been better.
I've been having a great week because in the middle of the day I go out and I water the garden.
Yes.
We don't have a
The morning
sprinkler
ritual.
system, so I gotta go water the garden. And dude, it's so nice. It's so relaxing.
Agreed.
It's nice until Bill Gates starts regulating your backyard garden. That's what.
Dude, he sent me an offer for my garden. It was
Really?
like $1 million or something. I said no. Get the fuck out of here, Bill Gates.
Yeah, don't let
I
him
heard
undercut
you
you
offering
like
to
that.
trade you a Apple Vision Pro for your garden.
He's
true?
like, you can garden it from the comfort of your couch. Like, why do you need a real garden? And
Exactly.
to be fair, it's not a bad point.
That's called
Quite
garden
valid.
technology.
Get some robo dogs out there weeding it out.
I'm gonna pop open Steam. I guarantee there's a garden simulator, and I just
Oh, 100%.
I just want to make sure because
Bro, hop on Facebook, play some Farmville.
garden
We-
simulator. Yes, there is. 14,
This man Iron
14.99.
just loves Facebook. He keeps talking. Before in the back in the green room, we were just talking about Facebook the whole time.
Really?
Yes, bro. Zuck got me tapped in.
How so?
He's a Facebook stan again.
Yeah.
Because
We gotta reach the boomer somehow.
because of the child pizza on Instagram.
Yes. We gotta migrate.
Did you guys see that story?
Apparently
They busted like 30 child pizza networks,
Damn.
and like
On Facebook?
yeah, on
Or on-
Instagram, I think.
Okay.
I gotta look into it. Maybe I'll talk about it on my show tonight. But apparently,
See
Pizzagate
it.
is confirmed.
That's why we gotta go to Facebook, I'm telling you.
Yeah, we gotta support that shit.
Yes, everybody else is corrupt. Except the Zuck on Facebook.
Hmm
Fucking
Not
Tom
sponsored.
Hanks,
I don't think I've
Tom
I don't
Hanks,
think I've been to.
Oprah Winfrey, all of them. Expose them.
Oh,
Yeah, man, we can't have much of that. Seems like there's a lot more of it going on, and I'm not here for it.
I saw a tweet with like Oprah saying next to like Bill Gates, the Stein, and a couple other people. But then I think like she's been around for so long and she talked to so many people. Like eventually she's gonna have like super influential people on it. So I think it's just a byproduct necessarily than her just trying to get freaky deaky. But you never know.
Was he on
You
the
never
show?
know.
Was Epstein on her
No,
show?
I just saw like a bunch of they were just like a clip. It was like a 4-panel of like different people
Mhm.
who've been sussy in the past, and yeah, she was standing next to him all buddy, but you never know. You never know.
Well, that's like his entire job was to compromise the most influential people in the primarily the tech industry, but just
For
in
sure.
general. Like,
Media.
I mean, he's literally just a Mossad agent.
Allegedly.
Speaking of a
Yeah.
Mossad agent, can you guys react? I'm gonna take over the show now. Can you guys react to the gutter talk I just put in there?
Yes.
Just real quick. Fuck it.
Okay.
I'm interrupting you both.
It's all right, man.
My stream now.
Let's run it. Let's run it.
Before we
Force.
Before it gets
NYC
nuked.
is embracing. Dude, is this? I saw it. Okay, I saw a video. I thought it was like a scene from Blade Runner. Is this actually
No.
what it looks like there right now?
Yeah.
No.
Bro, that's that
shot.
Bitcoin NFT.
That's that Nick Logan.
Bitcoin
Shout out to Logan Larkin. He said he feels like he smoked 100 cigarettes already.
Dude.
Oh my gosh,
What-
that's all from Canada, eh?
80 is.
Is there a forest fire up there?
Yeah, it's huge. I think in Toronto.
Good gracious, man.
Yeah, Mother Nature said, "Fuck your hockey."
That's
I think
crazy.
that's like a black pill's dream. No, it's
To have your
Yeah, what
city
is the
taken over
cause?
by smog.
yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I wonder what the cause of it was. Like, what started the fire? Like, cigarette out the window, lightning strike.
Probably Trudeau
sure.
trying to just clear out his forest for more cattle grazing, maybe.
He's
Yeah.
trying to burn all his shoe polish from doing from doing blackface.
Blackface.
Like, I got to get rid of this. If this takes over New
We're
York.
definitely guttering right now.
Dumped it in the forest, flicked his cigarette out there, set it on fire.
Dude, that picture is so
Jesus.
funny. That's like one of the
That's
funniest pictures out there, I think. I'll pull it up for people who haven't seen it.
Do you think the death penalty should be given to someone who does that?
I think it's
Who
hilarious.
dresses up like Aladdin?
No.
And that's what I was gonna
no.
say. Go
Who
ahead.
fucking burns the forest down and creates massive smog?
I mean, if it's intentional,
It's
like there should
intentional,
be
yeah.
some serious like repercussions because like you could kill people. Like people do die in those, so it's like I don't know. Like if it's intentional, like you gotta pay the piper, son.
Cut their head off
Off with their
Clean.
head
with a stubby blade.
Check this
with
out.
with a rusty spoon. Oh my god, that's worse than I remember.
Holy shit!
Wow.
Wow.
Now is it blackface or is it brownface? Because he's trying to be Aladdin, so
It's technically brown face, I guess, but
I'm offended.
bro, that is insane. That is insane.
it's so funny.
Bro,
This is
I wonder
this is like the SJW warrior of North America.
yes. Well, he had to. It's an overcorrection. He's like, I gotta, reparations for my sins.
Oh my god.
Do you think if he dressed up like an Israeli, he would get canceled from the world?
He dressed up like
I don't
an
know.
Israeli. Like currently?
Yeah, no, just in that same time frame.
Oh, I don't think so.
I think he gets away for it because it's blackface and people just like shit on black people and shit.
For sure.
Y-
And
he
then
wouldn't-
the other thing is, go ahead.
Oh, I don't think he would get to the position that he's in with if he was doing Israeli blackface.
If he was
Yeah.
dressing up like mocking that whole culture,
Yeah.
I feel like he would be fucking completely dismantled.
Yeah,
but he
he-
got away with it.
He wouldn't be here for sure.
But then the other thing is like he's dressing up as a fictional character. I mean, it's still black or brown face, irregardless. But it wasn't like, hey, I'm dressing up as
Is Aladdin
Obama.
that black?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
God
But
damn.
then it's also a black and white photo next to a bunch of white people, so you never know.
I don't know
It's
if
like,
this colorized version is real or if it's like,
my god.
but like
Oh
That is-
no!
you're not trying to accurately represent Aladdin doing that. Dude, most
Ugh.
people would just wear like the outfit and not put shoe polish on their face.
This is
Bro,
so funny
I
that
wonder.
people worship this dude in Canada
Yes.
too, and a lot of Canadians hate this guy. Like
Yeah.
I saw a video of everyone's like, dude, the traffic here is bad. They've been telling us transport is gonna be upgraded forever. The construction never ends.
Like, I wonder how sick he got after that. Like, if it, like, that is like in his bloodstream. Like,
Have you guys
That's
seen
nuts.
him next to Fidel Castro?
No,
Dude,
Isn't that
apparently
his son?
he's Fidel Castro's son.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
That's
Pull it up,
nuts.
bro.
I did not
Pull up
hear
the
about
X
this.
Files
I'm gonna
right
pull
now.
it up because the pictures are crazy, and obviously there's a bunch of articles saying like, no, fact check, this is not true. But look at this photo that I'm about to pull up and tell me There's not a weird similarity. And his mom was close friends with Castro.
That's nuts.
His mom got fucked in the ass
Whoa.
by Castro. Absolutely.
Whoa.
I don't know if you can get pregnant that way.
No?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Look it up.
Look it up.
Just look it up.
Let me see this.
Is it a
fucking
side by side,
surrogate
or are
kid.
they actually? Yeah. What's like the age difference? Like, is it actually possible, or was like
Side
Fidel
by
Castro like
side.
10 years?
Here. This one's pretty good. I'm just Googling it.
Hmm.
Nothing will surprise me, bro.
Pretty similar, man.
That's nuts.
Pretty similar. So, I haven't done a deep dive into it, but I wouldn't be shocked. You don't get to be, get to be the head of a country without having connections. You know what I mean?
Those
But-
eyes, those eyebrows look very similar, bro.
Hmm.
Is
You
it on
ever
the
see those, like,
side?
Them time travelers, like, oh, it's like Nicolas Cage from the past. He's a time traveler. It's
Yeah.
like two people that look alike. This is like the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would have put it in that category, but when I heard about it first, there was like a lot of evidence that that his mom was like really close, and there was some like timing that lined up. But,
Oh, that's what I'm more interested in. Is like, yeah, what's the timeline?
yeah,
That's him. Oh my gosh.
that's
Jeez.
Michael, not Justin. That's still Fidel
It's
Castro.
Michael Jackson.
You know, Fidel Castro was laying pipe. Us Spanish people have a high libido.
They're out
I
there.
believe it.
The
He's laying all the
Spaniards.
Cuban pipe.
Is he like the modern Genghis
Cuban.
Khan?
You never know. I feel like if you're the dictator of a nation, you kind of just slinging.
How could you
Yeah,
not be?
bro.
I mean, right? No, nobody's gonna say no to you, so I feel like, yeah,
Dude, this-
consent is not in their forte.
The ultimate pickup artist.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
yeah, they just let you do it.
Yeah, for prosecution and
Someone said that.
potential enslavement.
Someone once said, "They just let you do it when you're famous."
Who said
grab 'em
that?
by the pussy,
Oh,
and he's
The
not.
Don.
And he's not wrong.
the Don.
The Don.
Bro, I'm telling you, if she's feeling you and you would know it, because I got game,
Mhm.
she'll let you grab her by the cooch for sure.
Sure. I've never done it, but
I've done it.
I can imagine if you're at that status. You've just done it. Just gone up to
No,
her at the bar.
it has a flow to it. You feel me?
Mhm.
Like you have to have a flow to it. I have a good track record out there. I mean, I might get accused of allegations one day, but you guys got my back.
After this, I think you just alley-ooped it.
Dude, fuck anyone who allegates against Young. I vouch for this man.
Vouch,
I don't.
vouch indeed.
I've never been out with him, but I vouch for him. There's a
To the full extent of the law.
yeah. There's yeah. Well, yeah.
fullest.
Under threat of perjury, I'll say Young has never done anything uncouth towards a female.
Uncooched.
Uncooched.
That's why you got to take videos,
Yeah,
you gotta have a hitting
just live stream
Evidence.
everything.
hitting cameras, bro.
Bro, you need them snap glasses.
It's dangerous out there for the dude, man. I'm telling you, it's dangerous.
It's
You
crazy
could just
out
say,
there,
you touched me and I got a full allegation. Look at Tate.
Dude, yeah, the
Well,
tape
I don't
is
know if-
crazy.
Yeah, but I feel like there's more than. I mean, there's a little bit more than just alleged touch. It's like, yeah, there's a little bit more to it.
Bro, a girl could be like her feelings got hurt and she sees you have this clout on Twitter and she just wants to take it away. Chicks are vindictive sometimes, bro.
Yeah,
They're crazy.
There doesn't have to actually be anything. The amount of like fake accusations is off the charts.
Absolutely, bro.
That's why they can't be allowed to vote. They're completely irrational.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, the funniest part is like if you tell them that, Like watch Fresh and Fit, watch all these like there's a new form of content that's just like shitting on bimbos, and they love it, man. The rumor is that they try and fuck all those guys at like Fresh and Fit or those podcasts. They're just sitting there shitting on the women the entire time, and that makes them attractive. We all ran into it in high school. Like girls love bad boys. They love assholes. It's because it signals a super low level of neediness.
Or
Yeah,
is it like,
I heard Zerka
Oh.
say so real quick. He said that when he worked at the club for 10 years, and the way that the guys got girls at the club is that guys who just treat women like shit always ended up getting laid.
Yeah.
In that club.
Yeah.
The micro instance, but what do you think, Iron?
I'm just saying that I think it's just a lot of like dealt trauma. So then if you tap into that, you're gonna get those type of women. Because if you're gonna look for some high class women, that's not gonna work on them. So
I disagree.
uh,
My wife it's just like a female thing. My wife is like pretty innocent, and it's just like Chad behavior just attracts them. It's all that. It's that polarity, you know. You don't
Well,
need, you don't
I
need to be
think
an
there's-
asshole, but it's just
Yeah,
that's
I
just a
think-
shortcut. Like it's just an easy way. You can still have it if you have like.
You're talking about those sapiosexuals, Iron. That's what you're talking about.
What's that?
Those
I think there's a
intellectual-
difference between that and also with I think it's conflated with confidence. I would say like the male confidence with being a douchebag. Like some people get it confused. So I don't know. It works on some individuals, but
What works for
it's
you,
not a-
motherfucker? What works for you?
what works for me? Charm all the way. Be cracking jokes.
That Colgate
Yes,
smile.
sir. Yes. But yeah, I don't think it's an NLB. I don't think there's one answer for everyone because
There's
individuals are so individual.
one answer for everyone is roofies, bro.
Oh, pff,
That's what I'm.
Worked
talking
on me.
about. You talk about a universal answer. There you go.
Yeah, she can't
Yeah.
say nothing if she can't speak, and there's consent there if she can't say anything.
that's like I said, alley-ooping yourselves, alley-ooping.
If anyone's tuning in live, this will not be here in about half an hour, so enjoy it
I
while
was
it
saying
lasts.
we might need to eviscerate like the first 30 minutes of this.
No way, dude. That's what we're here for.
Bro, with Tucker Carlson going to Twitter, I don't know if you guys seen that. That was the most based, 5 minminutes. Him talking about, aliens and your government is keeping away from you. Saying, like, Ukraine, Skalinsky and Lindsey Graham conspiring and shit. That actually was a base 5 minutes, if you guys watched it.
Yeah, I want to hear your full take. I did watch it. Did you watch it, Iron?
I did not. I didn't. I just saw clips. I didn't see the whole thing.
Do you like Tucker?
Do I like Tucker?
Yeah, just in general.
Well, I've never met the guy, but
Seemed like a plant for a long time on Fox.
I mean, they all do. They're all captured by corporations. Like they have to toe whatever line that they're on. So like they
His
can't really
dad's
have their own
CIA.
opinions. They're all like CIA plans.
Young, so,
Yeah,
what's your take after watching it? Did
More
this
the-
dispel that for you? The
Yeah,
the
kind
Fed
of, but
rumors?
on the more macro, it's gonna give like you, Orphan, like the chance to like say what you want and really dive in with your journalism. It really empowers the people around me that I know do content. Like if he's on Twitter, I heard Elon's like we accept all opinions, so you can expect AOC to join that narrative, that same train.
Mm.
It's gonna be a good fucking polarity war, and I'm for it.
Yeah, the progress is great. I'm a little skeptical though. I'm still skeptical of Tucker. Because here's the thing. He mentioned a lot of things, but he's also been in media for 20 years. And he hasn't ever really dove into any of the things that he mentioned. And you see a lot of pundits do this thing. They mention 9/11. They invoke the name of 9/11. They invoke the Ukraine war, and they never really actually expose what's going on. And so whether or not that's like a dog whistle or whether it's a cop out to kind of use the in the know people and kind of like hint to them, I don't know what it is, because like if Tucker goes on his next show and he starts talking about who really did 9/11 rather than just saying like we need to know the truth about 9/11 or JFK or whatever, like if he actually dives in and starts exposing people, I'll be way less skeptical. But
He will be fucking shot in the eyeballs.
yeah.
That's how you know if he's based or not. Let's see if he guys has some files with his 25 years or whatever at Fox, and see if he can fucking bring them out.
The problem with Tucker is like all the things that have been leaked about him have been less based than he comes across on camera.
Yeah.
It's been about him hating Trump. It's been about January 6th being the worst thing to ever happen. It's all this stuff that's like more boomer, more subdued than what he talks about. So I just don't I don't know where he like really lies. That's what I think the best part about this Twitter thing is, one, the long form media content, and if Twitter does maintain free speech, then that's going to be great in general, just to have a place where you can post content that doesn't get banned off the face of the earth.
Sure.
And he's bringing a lot of eyes to things. Whether or not he's a Fed, I don't know, man. But he seems to be moving things to the right. He's just not going all the way, and all the way is kind of what we need to reform the bad things.
So you're saying that he can never be rectified in your eyes if he just stays like a little pussy, newscaster,
if he
Anchorman style?
Here's his opportunity, right? Like if he truly can't be canceled doing his Twitter show, this is his opportunity to prove how based he is, and prove if he is willing to talk about the things that he says need to be talked about. So I'm just curious to see. If I had to put a bet on it, I bet he will do the same stuff that he's been doing on the show, even without Fox News oversight. But I don't know, man.
I mean, that'll be like the ultimate like measuring stick, whether or not he was controlled or not through Fox News, whether or not he has the same talking points.
Yeah. My guess is that he will say, well, at his core, he's a liberal, and he's in full favor of like a colorblind meritocracy. So he entirely pushes the idea that everyone's the same. It just needs to be like proven by like how you achieve, or like how you act, right?
Like a free market capitalist?
Yeah, kinda.
Damn, I didn't know Tucker was a sellout. Damn.
He's not a
See,
sellout.
this is how much
it's just
new
like
to the red pill I am.
He's not a sellout. It's just a half step. It's like I talk about on my show a lot. It's like there's a fundamental problem with how America is governed, and just going one step more to the right from true liberals and from Democrats like doesn't solve it, and you just keep getting back down. But I don't know.
I feel like having the whole like opposite is better thing is also a fallacy. Like, oh, just because all these liberals are so stupid and they're a bunch of SJW purple hair wearing yada yadas, we got to do the exact opposite. Like, you're just captured by the same logic pitfalls. So it's like, I feel like they're all a bunch of grifters on opposite sides, but they're on the same coin.
Talk to me about some solutions, motherfucker.
The anchors, they're all on the same.
Yeah,
page.
I don't know. Like, my whole perspective is like, we just got to be able to like have like have an eye for BS. Like, are these people just saying it to spin a narrative, or is this what they actually believe? And then if it is what they believe, why do they believe it? That's just it. And then we can discern whether or not it is moral or just, based off of our own experiences, because nobody has the answers. Nobody knows the truth. We're all just guessing. But there are some guesses that are blatantly more incorrect than others.
Based on what?
If you say the world is flat, the world is not flat. And there's many different ways that we can prove that it is indeed.
But that's just your
not
perspective,
flat.
right?
But it's not a perspective, but we can calculate roundness. We can find the circumference of the earth, and it is not flat.
But that's
We should have a
that's-
flat
that's
earther
subjective at a certain
special
point, right?
guest. We gotta have a flat earther expert on here.
Because for a while,
Are you gonna
God
say
was-
mathematics is subjective?
yeah. Over,
How is mathematics subjective?
yeah, well, over a long enough time frame, everything's subjective, right? Like people used to absolutely believe that the sun revolved around the Earth, right? That was scientific fact at one point. There are plenty of things that are scientific fact, and then given a long enough time frame, are proven to be false.
I mean, but we can still have mathematical proofs that can dictate whether or not something is objective in the
I mean,
lens
just
of
recently,
mathematics.
COVID was a scientific fact
Yeah.
or some shit.
There's a ton of facts, and facts also depend on who is telling you the facts and who is
That's
doing
what I'm
it.
saying, and why they're saying it. Same thing with like, okay, you could say that the fact that God exists in like Judeo-Christian belief is true, but to say that God exists objectively is subjective. Like we have no idea to verify that. But he does exist, or it does exist within Christianity. So it's all about like how close we can get to the truth. We're not going to necessarily get to it 100%, but we can say that there are instances where, like I said, God exists in Christianity. Does God exist outside of that? We don't know.
Earth is flat, motherfucker.
Water ain't wet.
Look, we are in a simulation. Everything it involves object permanence. All right.
Yeah.
Everything behind me right now doesn't really exist. You may see it. I don't see it if I close my eyes. It's not fucking there. This mic, okay. Oh, all of a sudden it exists. I honestly am in that zany mindset where we could be wrong, we could be right. It's all about the object permanence. I mean, can you really trust these new scientists? No.
So do you guys...
That's why I'm saying you can go ahead.
Well, so I want to hear both your guys' takes on this. Do you guys think there is an objective reality?
No. I think we can narrowly define things, but to say that it is the truth, or because like we all experience different things, and I mean people that have color blindness are gonna see like that blue is what I see as blue is purple to you, but that's blue to me, and I know it's blue because I see it.
Well,
So like
perception is different for everyone, for sure. But the light
Right.
going into their eye, is that objectively the same for everyone?
yeah, well I mean we can measure like the wavelengths of photons, so I mean yeah, you could say that through the lens of science that we're able to measure these things with these instruments, so objectively that's what it is. But to say like, because with quantum mechanics, like it all gets wacky, and like
They say space time is doomed. Space and time is doomed. Like that's the thing these quantum physicists are talking about. The traditional space and time of Albert Einstein is relative, whatever. What I was is folding on itself.
relativity.
Yeah, it's not really valid anymore. Things are folding in on itself. You know?
Or spooky at a distance.
Like entropy? Like everything's falling apart? Is that what you're talking about?
Just
Jan?
the idea of our space and time is futile. It's going in the next 5 to 10, 20 years. You're gonna see space and time differently. Not gonna be the whole that 100 years that it was held true by Einstein.
Oh, so like the paradigm's gonna change.
Yeah,
Okay.
space and time itself.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think that type of stuff is always changing, and I have a hard time believing any empirical fact that we have right now. Just because it's what is proven right now means that it's inexorably true, like it's the ultimate truth.
You will be
I don't think
extradited
there
if you don't believe the community narrative, Orphan.
I don't think there is an ultimate truth, and that's like I see like the pitfalls with religion is it claims to be the ultimate truth, and that's why I think it is illogical.
Do you
Like the Earth being round.
Do you guys think that something, and I don't want to take us deep into, well, I kind of do. I'm going to take us deep into philosophy land. Do you guys think that something needs to be empirical to be true?
No, because we may not have the tools necessary to measure it, but it can still exist. Like, we could not measure photons in the 16th century, but photons still existed. So,
Mhm.
like, God could exist outside of our tools of measurement or our perceived experience. But until then, I have yet to be convinced.
So you're saying I have to see it to believe it? That's what you're saying, Organ?
That's what I'm
I don't know
asking.
if it. Yeah, I don't know if it necessarily needs to be seen, but like verify or being able to verify it is definitely something that I value.
So something that, theoretically could be proven in the future. It's still true right now, but in the
Right.
future, it's not provable. Like, it might sound ridiculous. Religion
Right.
is the flip side of that, right? You
Right.
you believe in, Christians believe in Jesus, and like if he comes back in 200 years, you won't have time to prove that, but it would still be true if it came to
Correct.
be, right?
Correct.
But you just don't want to believe in things like that because you can't see them today.
Well, it's not necessarily. I'm agnostic personally because I have never died and seen. And who's to say that the thing that I've experienced is what all these people claim in Bibles or biblical stories is what God is. So that's why I stay with like I don't know. But my fundamental problem with
humble man.
is when people say that they have the answers is something that I question, especially when it comes from ancient text that has been translated hundreds of times. So,
Like to me, I don't really. This is kind of crazy, but from what I saw, my hands don't exist. Like, right now, they don't exist at all. I'm looking at no hands until I bring it in the frame. This shit starts to exist. But when it's out of my fucking object permanence framework, shit doesn't exist. I think we just hold true to this is it's kind of deep to what's in our field view, and how that that upload of our into our brain gives us these like hard truths.
but I think that it stems from being able to like bring about predictive models within your mind, because if you have no idea of object permanence, or if you have no idea or belief in like certain aspects, you wouldn't be able to live your life. So like you have to believe that you need water to survive. You need to believe that you need air to survive. Like these are things that you need to believe, because if you don't, you will die. And many people have tried to bend breatharians and
I'm saying
only
I turn the
breathe and
belief system on and off. Like it's on, it's off. It's on, it's off. For in the sense of object permanence.
yeah, I mean, you could say that it's on and off, but it's still implicit within you that you know that your hands are there because you have sensory organs.
I don't know what that even means, bro.
You
Sensory
have
organ.
you have nerve endings in your fingers that when you touch things that you know I'm touching things.
Talking about your cock, young.
A big
Exactly.
veiny cock.
Oh shit.
Exactly.
I could touch that.
No.
It
Exactly.
all kind of goes back. We're circling around the if a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound? If no one's around,
It does, but nobody can hear it.
That's true. Yeah, I think there needs to be a separation between perception and reality, and
For sure.
that gets blurred sometimes. And
Well, yeah, our sensory organs lie to us all the time. Like, it's
and
nothing is foolproof.
if that's the case, then what I don't understand about object permanence. Maybe you can take me a little bit deeper into it, Young. Is like, so if you're not looking at your hands, are you saying that they don't exist when you're not looking at them, or when nobody's interacting with them, that it's not there, or that it doesn't matter?
It's kind of a bit of both. I have to show you like a clip just to like really validate what I'm trying to say here, because I'm not the most eloquent homie.
Share it.
It's all good, man. We're just chatting.
But putting your hand, on a table, that's that's in your object permanence field view. I think we have so much programs running in the background, like an iPhone. You don't you don't see that how much data and code you're actually have to use up in your CPU of your human body. So we have all these nice apps, these front things of what we believe, but it's all that back processing stuff that kind of gets lost in when you look at your hand and don't look at your hand. It's like your brain is doing that shit so fast and allowing your reality to exist for your own fucking perception.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, go ahead.
Well, I see this all like I see it all like the infinite universes theory and the simulation theory. I put all these things in the same category where I just don't fucking care because like it or aliens for that matter, right? These are all things that are fun to think about,
Dare you? How dare you?
but
You don't care about aliens?
I exist, damn it.
these are
Good
all
one.
things that that have no effect on my life at all, really. And so I just try not to think. I just don't think about them that much. I would much rather think about things that affect.
Couldn't think about it if you tried. Your brain would fucking explode.
But that's the thing.
That's
You
true.
could have the same argument with like God or religion. Like you only bring it into your field of view when you feel like it is necessary. Like it exists outside of you, but like you can
Shit's
disconnect
running on
from.
standby, baby.
I don't think you can.
How? How can you not?
Well, I think there's an objective reality to our universe, how things work, and by extension, God. And I think those things are permanent. I don't think that they're, I don't think that they're only colored by your perception. I think those things are universal.
Like the core background
What do you
function.
think God is? What do you think God is?
What do I think God is?
Yeah.
I don't know.
See, if you have to
Alpha
think
and
about it,
Omega,
then it's not
duh.
objective. That's what I'm saying.
What do you mean?
If you have to think about it, then like
Well, how can
your
you
level of
explain something that's larger than human comprehension?
but that's my point is like your level of certainty is what I have an issue with because you seem so certain you're so willing to like espouse a belief, but you're so uncertain about its existence.
No, not its existence. I'm uncertain about, first of all, explaining it in words. I need more than 1 second to think about what God is. I don't think that's a good amount of time to answer that question. And then also, I think that there's obviously mysteries that are able to be held without being proven false because they're mysteries. There's a lot of things that aren't explainable. That doesn't mean that they are less real or less true.
But that's my point. Is
I think
your level of
fundamentally we
certainty.
just disagree that things need to be proven empirically in order to be true or real.
I can't. I could not live my life like that.
Why not?
I just don't. It's like I can understand like I can
Just
understand
juicy
like the
content,
value
by
of
the way,
like
boy.
the community aspect of like religion and stuff like that. But then to be able to like, I don't know. There's a lot of negative side effects with people interpreting sacred text or people twisting narratives. So
Sure. Yeah, people suck.
I so then to say that your religion is the correct one or your vision of God is the correct one is, I think, a fallacy. Like you have no idea to verify it, so how do you know it's true? And if you don't know it's true, then how can you convince others that it's true?
You know how you convince them, bro? I stone you.
You stone me?
Don't even. I
Stone
mean,
you.
that's how it was. It was rule by enforcement.
You're
Fuck,
fucking
man, we gotta
stoned,
bring back
nerd.
stoning. You're right. Young's got it.
Punked right in the head.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's just like it's a tricky subject because, yeah, I mean, I see your point of like, well, it can't be verifiable, but if it can't be verifiable, then how can you be so certain it exists? That's my whole point.
You
I
know,
think
Orphan. He's ready for the Neuralink, bro. You can't have this soul, you know. Like you gotta let him just
Dude, there's no
upload
planet.
to the Matrix.
There is no
Yeah,
world where I get the Neuralink.
The mark of the devil.
No shot.
He starts his own religion from the Neuralink. It's called
I
Neural
think,
Pentecostalness.
well, Iron, you believe in things that you can't see, right?
Elaborate.
Well, there's lots of things that you can't see, and you can't, like, you take people's words on how the phone works, right? And then you use your phone and connect it to the internet, satellites. Like, these aren't things that you've proven, right?
But it's verifiable. If I have an intuition on like, oh, this thing is gonna happen if I do this, then I can say,
Yes.
oh, hey, that this is probably true as
Yes.
they describe it.
Exactly. And that's
It's verifiable.
that's the type of verifying that religion implements. It lines up to a system of reality, and you see how things operate. And when these things all line up, it points you in a direction. The object itself, God, is not verifiable, but the effects that God, as described, creates, line up and become closer to verifiable. Because at the end of the day, for Swim Mob says gravity too. All these things that are provable, but you haven't proved them.
Me, my
They're
boy.
by someone else. There's a level of faith, whether it's in another person or whether it's in a text that's stuck around. And I don't think the text changing over 2,000 years is a bug. I think it's a feature.
Okay, but then how do you know that your religion is the correct one? How do you know it's the accurate depiction of God or whatever higher power that is? There are thousands of religions.
Yeah.
So how do you know that your depiction is the correct one?
Well, there's two things here. I'm not baptized Orthodox, so I'm more unfamiliar. I'm pretty familiar with it for not being catechized. But
I'm baptized.
you
What
are?
up with it?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
And, for Catholics or
Religious
Nah,
Greek, dude? What the fuck?
Christian.
for Christian?
Yeah.
What kind?
Moravian.
Moravian. I don't even know about that. What you gotta
Yeah.
enlighten me.
It's like I mean the base principle is just like love thy neighbor. It's more of like a focus on it. It's not necessarily like
Protestant.
like I guess technically, but it's more of like it's more just focused on like spreading love and stuff like that necessarily than like you have to follow like these beliefs. You got to hate gay people. Like it's not like
Sure.
yeah.
So the way I'd answer that is, one, I think that cohesion of a worldview matters more than the particularities of religion. And what I mean by that is I think that if you are born in China or Japan, more likely than not, you should be Buddhist rather than Christian. Because I think the culture and the nation as a whole is a huge part of having a cohesive worldview that leads you towards God. I don't necessarily I see certain, like within Christianity, I see certain Christians being more in line with reality and more in line what I perceive to be a healthy worldview. But when it comes to different like regions of the world, this is probably not like an orthodox take, but I think that I think there's a huge value in cohesion and then like lineage of the culture.
But what if it's wrong? What if it's incorrect and you're forcing people to espouse these beliefs, or you're implicit in like got like a self-censorship by just wanting to like be cohesive and trying to form a group identity, but it is the incorrect thing. Like you want to believe like the sun is spinning around the earth, but if you try and launch a space shuttle out, which you said you don't care about, but if you launch a space shuttle out and your fundamental principles that you believe are incorrect, then you're gonna make wrong calls in the physical reality.
Yeah, like Mormonism.
I don't know too much about Mormonism. I know a couple of Mormons,
or
but like, I don't know much.
Scientology, or like there are religions that are untrue and have not stuck.
But how do you know though?
Well,
but how
because-
do you know?
Well, because
At one point,
no,
Christianity and Catholicism
He
was a
solved it,
new
guys.
idea.
He said y'all should make a Web3 religion. That's it.
No, you know by its longevity, and you know by how you know it by its fruits, right? There's a reason that Christianity has been around for 2,000 plus years. That's what I mean by the text changing isn't a bug, it's a feature. Something that is true can last over 2,000 years.
Not necessarily. It can be enforced through violence, and that will perpetuate its truthfulness, air quotes. And shamanism far precedes
I don't think
length.
you can. I don't think that you can. I don't think that you can enforce. Well, because obviously the opposite was true as well, right? Christians have been persecuted for thousands of years, and they also have done the persecuting. So in order for it to
Right.
survive both of those lengths, there needs to be some sort of core truth to it. You can't. I don't believe that you can. You can force someone to believe something that's untrue. People over a long enough time frame, people will suss that out, and it won't last.
So is shamanism more true than Catholicism just because it predates it and still is prevalent in societies around the world?
Is shamanism more true than Catholicism?
Yeah,
Because it's older.
because it predates. It's because that's what one of your justification was.
Well, it's not
that
the
it's
only
been a
metric.
long.
I think that's
Right,
an
what
important
I'm
metric
saying.
to measure, though.
Right, right, and then it also has like the group cohesion aspect as well.
What mom says, most have the same kind of storylines. Noah's Ark, bro. Have you seen that Ancient
A great
Apocalypse?
flood.
Yeah,
Yes.
Have
man.
you seen Ancient Apocalypse?
Yeah, it's
There
great.
was a fucking massive flood all over the world, dog. That dude discovered it.
Yeah.
All the massive flooding and shit.
Yeah, there's
I don't know.
definitely
Kind of makes the Bible make a little sense. I don't know, bro. That shit is just too lined up.
Well, and there's flood stories across the globe in all sorts of different religions and worldviews. And
Oh, floods.
what?
There's flooding. There's water that goes over land in different areas when it's not supposed to. That's what I'm saying. Like the whole idea of having
No, but
like,
it's not
oh,
just
this
that.
is what
It's
it
the
should
story
be.
that there was existential knowledge given to one savior who who figured out a way to survive. The entire world was destroyed by a flood. Like, that's not just a normal flood. That's a pretty remarkable story that's told around the globe.
World event.
Yeah. And it's weird because they all have one person who had had like foreknowledge of the event, and
Yeah, they all had like an
saved a group
archetype
of
character,
people.
right? Yeah, savior of like
Yeah.
the Aztecs had one, and the fucking the Turkish Gohopa Tepe had one.
Yeah.
Do you think that is a justification for being a ruling class, that you have access to knowledge that nobody has access to? It's like that sense of hierarchical thinking that humans just carry out through life.
Can you phrase that again?
Like the whole reason, in my
Phrase
opinion,
phrase that like you're not an alien, dog.
oh, in layman's terms, like, do you think that it is the case that these archetypal stories with like the one figure is made so that some person has that one connection with God or a higher power, so then they can be able to use that as like a ruling class, or have that be like the gatekeeper to the higher power or whatever?
I think people are
power.
greedy and
Right.
prideful, and they use things to their end. So I don't think it's intended for that, but I think that people bastardize it for sure.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I
my.
believe it. You could call it God, you could call it whatever, agnostic or whatever. But there's an archetype, and the archetype should be killed. That's all. You know, a lot of pain
mean
and suffering in the world. A lot of bullshit that's happened. I don't know, Orphan. I know you blame it on sin. There's just so much fucking stuff we could talk about when it comes to this religion shit, bro.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a archetype or is it the architect? Because architect is like the builder. The archetype is like a individual that has like something that proliferates throughout society, like a
I think it's like an oracle and an archetype. Architect.
architect. Okay, like the builder.
Yeah.
Okay. And see, and that's where I think there needs to be more precision with language when it comes to having like the God debate. Is like, do you think this is a physical being or is this just a creation force?
I mean, Orphan thinks this,
It's-
but you know, I think this.
So, Orphan, do you think it's a physical being that created it? Is it a man in the sky or in the clouds? Because that's what it was. It was a man in the clouds, and then we went past the clouds and realized there ain't shit up there but
When was it a man
water.
in the clouds?
Well, like that's what the story has been told, is
Well, there's
like,
a personification in order to understand what God is a character, but that doesn't mean that he's literally up there, chilling in the clouds.
but that's what it was depicted as. So then that's where the subject nature comes into
in order
form. Is
to-
like,
In order to understand something existential and ephemeral, you need to
Hey, dog.
depict it physically. Like that, our brains and our capability of understanding is very limited. right? We can't even think about a fourth dimension really. Like we can kind of draw those weird cubes.
Can't even see my hand.
Can't even see your hand half the time, you know. And
Jerk off
so,
hand.
so this is why icons are interesting and important, because these depict archetypical stories, but they're a signpost. They're a signpost. They're not it in and of themselves. You know what I mean?
Is that necessary? Because Islam is like predates it, and they don't have any depiction of a deity.
What?
They have Allah.
Yeah.
They have Allah, but there is no visible representation of it.
You know what I heard Allah stands for?
What's that? Almighty?
It stands for arm, leg, arm, head.
In Arabic?
So just like people assume that it was just a human body, you know, this arm, leg, arm, head, just the antithesis of like a spiritual, like a conscious human.
Yeah.
Like a
Interesting.
tell that to a Muslim, they gonna freak.
Yeah, they'll probably freak out. They'll stone you to death.
Do you think it is necessary that we need a physical representation, even though we have no way of knowing whether or not that's correct? Because at the end of the day, if you are making a physical representation of something that you've never experienced, you're just creating something from your own mind.
I'm having trouble understanding the question, I guess. Like, yeah,
'Cause
in order to understand something that you can't physically see, you do need to represent it somehow.
Right. And my point of like having it be like with Catholicism and Christianity being like a man of the clouds is kind of irrational, because you've never seen God or the creation force or whatever.
Yeah,
So to
but they're
depict
not
it as this
literally
man of the
trying
clouds.
to paint a man in the sky and say that dude's like up there above Nepal. You know. Like,
So then
that's not the point of drawing images of God.
Then it's all down to your subjective nature, and then that's my whole point of being whether or not it can be.
It's not all
Like-
down to it. That's a big portion of it. It's like we were talking
It
about on
is.
yesterday's stream. There's a duality there that you can't distill down to either perception or objective reality. There's both, and they play off each other.
It's like looking at someone's aura or some shit, Iron. You know what I mean? Like you can see if someone has an aura or not, negative vibes or some shit. You know, there's that intuition that you can't really quantify.
But it can still be incorrect, is my only point.
Yeah.
So the vibes I feel are fucked.
They can be. Your vibes can mislead you.
I think-
Like you can think, oh, this is a good idea, and then you realize after it that was a horrible
What about
fucking
the
idea.
vibes, bro.
Yeah, I think what you're getting to at your core, Iron, is that like at the end of the day, you can't empirically prove anything. Is that what you're saying?
Right. So then to say that you empirically know that this is true is incorrect.
Well, I don't think I ever claimed to say that.
But religion does, and that's my point.
Well, there are ways you can measure it that get you closer to truth than others.
In certain, and that's what I'm saying, in certain lenses. Like if we take out a ruler, that's going to give you a certain reading in inches. If you have a empirical ruler, if you have a metric ruler, it's going to give you that readout. But like to say that
But
this
the
is the
length
objective
the same.
for reality, correct. But to say that this is the objective truth for reality,
Healing lepers and fucking healing people in handicap chairs, bro. Like shit fucking
Man.
throw you a curveball, DG. I'm telling you.
You don't think that happens, Young?
I think it happens. I
Yeah.
got my girl, her uncle had cancer, and he was praying in a room for like 2 months, and he was cancer free. Straight real fact. It was
Yeah.
wild.
Dude, that shit happens. And like, I know a lot of people will say this is blasphemy, or whatever. Like, Christians don't like psychedelics, but the only reason, like, I became interested in Christianity because of mushrooms.
Oh.
I went on I had a trip, and I went out to a remote lake in the mountains, and I had a fucking panic attack. Thought I was trapped in time, and then sat there and then looked up at the clouds, and the clouds turned into like a baby. And if you've ever been on psychedelics, like it's hard. It sounds ridiculous when you understand it, or when you explain it, but it was so spiritual, and that got me thinking from completely rational, only going off empirical evidence, needing to see it for it to be true, or needing to be able to prove it somehow. There's There's just so much shit that
Yeah,
can't
you
can't
don't
be
really
explained.
see all the shit the psychedelics can show you right now at this window.
Yeah.
It's there, you know. It's like fucking geometric. Even
And
measure
Right,
that.
and that's my whole point is like, but the same thing can be said about you can't see like the invisible spectrum, but it still exists. There's other ways to measure it. So like those things do exist like
yeah, that's what I'm
objectively
yeah.
when you're tripping, like they objectively exist from your own visual like representation. But like to say that it's like being able to connect that to like religion or whatever is like it's all subjective and how you feel and like your connection to it. And that's where I like there is value in religion for like the sense of like getting over mortality and like the group cohesion, but like my only gripe with it is like the fundamental belief like it is the truth.
We're not gonna change
Well-
his opinion, Orphan. All right, Jesus Christ.
I'm not trying. I'm just enjoying the conversation, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
What
I mean,
want-
you might be able to if you give me information that is
Well,
Don't give a
I'm
fuck. Go to
able
hell.
I'm able
Go to
to
hell.
change my opinion.
Die in hell.
Well, this is where Protestants are way different from Orthodox. It's like Protestants will give you a rule book and say if you don't do these things, then you go to hell. Orthodox don't believe that, and it's much more. You know, it's called Eastern Orthodox for a reason. It's very much so more Eastern, less comprehensible, more reliant on mystery to explain things, and that's why I kind of resonate with it. You know, I think at the end of the day, like Aaron and I just have different levels or different understandings of like what needs to be proven for something to be true, and I think that let me know if you think that this is a good summary, Aaron. But I think that given evidence and a long enough time frame and seeing how things react culturally can prove. Like, it doesn't need to be empirical if there's, like, fruits coming from it. You know what I mean? Like, if...
Proof is in the pudding?
The nuclear family, I think, inarguably breeds more good people and a better society. And then once that starts to break apart, you see a lot of degeneracy and crime and, you know, people getting hurt. And so that's one way to measure, like, what is more in line with reality. You know, I think a nuclear family is like there, and so
Yeah, and I think religion is good for people who can't think. Like, I'm not saying like stupid people believe in religion. I'm saying like religion gives you a moral framework that people who are unable to rationalize or be able to like intuit from their environment, it gives you a good framework in Western societies, and I see the value in that. The only thing I think is what our biggest separation in the conversation, I think, is, which I think this will meld it, is we're looking through two different lenses. It's like the objective versus the subjective, and I think the only distinction is like the subject nature of like religion has an objective feel to it. So like your feeling of your experience is objective to you, but it is still subjective. It's a lot of word salad, but
no, I know what you're saying.
do you understand? So like it is true to you, and the feeling it brings to you, the feelings that it evokes is true. But like to say that it is the nature or the fabric of reality is where I think the disconnect is. So like we can have an objective reality that we're trying to strive towards, but to say that a religion or a book written so many years ago that hasn't been updated from our current understandings of the world is where I feel like it is lacking, just out in the ethos. So yeah, I would just say in short that it
Well,
is
they say
true.
that
Religion is true to you.
They say that the Book of Revelations is a code from the Anunnaki and shit, bro. There's a bunch of unass shit in that Bible, bro. I don't know why, but Anunnaki, alien, even the sense of like religion when we don't see aliens right now, you know, but we know they exist. Like, I think we'll get some really interesting data coming in the next age when it comes to all this stuff.
Do you think that the government actually has aliens, Young? You think that?
Yeah.
Do you believe that recent report?
Oh, on my whole heart, for sure.
Really?
But
Yeah.
why are they coming out now? Is my only question. Like, why are they saying now that this is legit?
And why is a federal agent
Because
coming
we're fucking
coming onto
rodents
mainstream
running
news
around
with
it.
his face?
Yeah, and why is he allowed to do that? But meanwhile, they do a data leak from this 20-year-old about Ukraine like death numbers, and now he's in prison. Like, you would think that extraterrestrial craft would be a more pressing matter than death numbers.
Dude, fuck that.
You believe in
I
aliens?
want to believe in aliens, and so I'm going to believe in aliens.
You
Absolutely.
believe in aliens?
I mean, I am one, but like, I would just be curious to see like what are the intentions from this, because like I'm about to get real conspiratorial on you guys. Like the whole Great Reset and like the one world government being like the ultimate group cohesion is to have one government ruling over everyone, and the only way we could have that ultimate group cohesion if we can point to an ultimate other. That ultimate other would be something not of this earth.
Blue beam. Blue beam
Stop
action.
with this conspiracy shit. I gotta go fucking feed my grandma fucking prunes and applesauce.
Sounds good, man. This was fun. Thank you
Oh
guys.
yeah.
It's always good to chat. There's obviously more to chat about, but I think this was a good.
We didn't react to nothing. We just literally went down a great.
Vibing.
We talked
great
about
rabbit
Tucker a
hole.
little bit.
Are we keeping that first like 30 minutes or 20 minutes?
We talk about. I don't know. I'm down for it all.
They're down for it all? All right.
Yeah.
We're running it. Yeah.
Orphan, guys, Orphan has his flagship weekly show, Controlled Substance.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite shows.
2
Intro,
hours
outro,
from now.
mid. Not mid at all. Definitely not mid.
It's bussin'.
What time does it start,
For
dude?
real. 2 hours from now.
Oh, yeah.
Controlled Substance will be right here. Swim Mob. If I don't see you there, I'm gonna find you in real life and come and kill your dog.
He's gonna
There you go.
Castronado you.
So you
Look,
you
Swim
better be
Mob,
there.
tell your fucking friends. If you don't want to get Castronadoed by Orphan's fucking grip, manly fucking vice grips of hands.
What should I cover
Tell your friends
today?
to watch.
What should I cover? I don't know what I'm talking about tonight.
I mean, did you go over the what's it, RFK Jr.? Did you talk about him at all? I don't think.
I haven't.
How do you feel about him?
I haven't yet. I feel like
I saw
that-
he's at the border.
I feel like that motherfucker's caught in an earthquake forever.
His voice.
Yeah, it sounds like he's like never going to get out of hell.
Yeah, he has like laryngitis or
I
something.
like some of the stuff he says, but there's no shot on earth that he wins anything.
No, the Democrats won't let him.
Well, he's just not. He won't resonate with voters at all, just because of his voice. It's sad, but
It's true.
you can't. You can't go.
But then you
anywhere.
look at Biden, and then he forgets every 4 words that comes out of his mouth, and then you realize that maybe it's just more or less like the DNC and GOP get to dictate who
We got
is.
an alien in the chat. He said, "You're going to
is
trip
evil.
when I show up on Earth."
Oh,
what
shit.
up, Arrow Hazier?
Oh my god.
Make sure you guys subscribe if you guys haven't already. Smash the like button,
Yeah.
and yeah, stay tuned. We got plenty of content coming to you. Plenty of variations of content. It's not going to be just this, but this is our flagship product. So tune in.
I'm gonna start
It's like
doing.
it.
having a radio show in the ghetto, dude. Like, come on, support us. Get us out the ghetto.
I'm gonna start
Yes.
doing Aladdin brown face on my stream.
There you go.
That's what I'm gonna start doing.
Chat is popping now. All of a sudden, you guys want to come at the end, tail end.
Yeah, we're at the end.
Dickheads.
Come back in 2 hours.
Yes.
Be here for me. I
Just
need-
hit notifications on the YouTube channel, and
Yeah.
then you'll never miss anything ever again.
Yeah.
tap the
Hit
bell
subscribe.
icon.
Bell icon.
Everyone,
all.
comments down below. Do the
Yes.
fucking fingers.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
Bell icon. All.
Smash the motherfucking like button.
Smash that like button.
We're here at the Mac and Cheese Fair 2023. Make sure to hit that like button. Slide on over to the subscribe button.
Apparently, and obviously, and apparently, this is a.
What's up, Slum Fam? Orphan here. What's up, Slum Fam? Orphan here. Make sure to subscribe for more of this great ass content.
Apparently.
Yeah. You sound like Mr. Poopy Butthole from Rick and Morty.
All right, guys. It was a pleasure. Big round of applause playing on the soundboard, and we will catch you guys next time. Peace.